Buenos dias. My name is Lisa Estrada, and I am the supervisor for the ELL Bilingual and World Language programs at Hicksville Public Schools in Long Island, New York. I'm also the co-author of the book L Frontiers, Using Technology to Enhance Instruction for Ls. We are very excited to be implementing the Latinos in Action program this fall. Our tech-savvy teachers, Ms. Susie Caceres, our bilingual third grade teacher, and our high school LIA teacher, Mr. Omar Garcia, will be working closely to virtually provide the tutoring component to our students. We would have never imagined that schools would be so radically changed over the past few months. As you know, New York at one point was the epicenter of the pandemic. When our schools closed, it required us to shift our in-person teaching to a remote learning platform. Teachers had to adapt their instructional practices to address the needs of our students and help bridge the digital divide that oftentimes disproportionately affects linguistically and culturally diverse learners. Our district distributed over 900 devices such as iPads and Chromebooks to students in need. As a district, we maintained a culturally responsive approach to meeting the socio-emotional needs of students and promote equitable access to learning for English learners. As a team, we outlined our plan of action to address the reopening of schools this fall and what that LIA tutoring component would look like, given the fact that we cannot take the high school students to the elementary schools for live tutoring. Looking at our tutoring partnership, we will begin with the high school LIA students tutoring bilingual third grade students approximately twice a week. We will select tutor and tutee pairs based on the desired outcome and subject matters where flexible pairing is possible. Select the platform and technology to be used to coordinate the tutoring sessions. We'll embed culturally responsive and socio-emotional learning. We also will evaluate virtual tutoring effectiveness and provide feedback to students and teachers. We analyze which content is best suited for a virtual peer tutoring format and prioritize the subject matter for live tutoring to English language arts, Spanish language arts, and mathematics. Then we examined how to deliver a cohesive learning experience for LIA and bilingual third grade students. We begin with our synchronous tutoring twice a week. This tutoring will include a one-to-one tutoring component. Devices to be used will be Chromebooks, as we are a Google district. The digital platforms to be used will be Google Classroom and Google Meet. Based on our tentative reopening plans, we are planning to utilize a hybrid model. High school A days will include half of the LIA class, and those students will be able to virtually tutor half of the bilingual third grade class. On high school B days, the other half of the LIA class will be in school to provide virtual tutoring to half of the bilingual third grade class. Elementary students attend school daily, but are split into two groups. Given the CDC guidelines of 6 feet apart, we will only be able to accommodate up to 14 desks in the classroom. In using Google Meet, our synchronous live tutoring sessions, we are required to promote the implementation of sound practices for privacy and security of student and teacher data. Safety guidelines for Google Meet provide a great tool for us because we are able to connect with students in an audio video conference for instruction, questions, presentations, and more. However, we do not want students to be able to join a meet before the teacher gets there or be able to rejoin a meet after the teacher has left. In an effort to prevent this from happening, Google has created the nickname feature. Creating a standard nickname, teachers are able to use their district login name as their nickname. This will ensure that there will be no duplicates as all teachers have a unique username. The nickname is shared with the students, and only teachers and students with district accounts will be able to access the Google Meet. This pandemic has taught us, if anything, that communication and collaboration with families is more important than ever. We believe that it is critical in building and maintaining a strong student culture remotely. Family engagement should be at the heart of everything we do. We begin by identifying the best form of communication between student and families. We will then assess individual student and family needs. We feel that LIA students can build and provide community resources to families and become those liaisons for support in times of need. And we will also have continuous communication and collaboration with parents to determine effectiveness of tutoring. Like many school districts, we experienced a disconnect from some students during our school closure. Remote learning only works when students have access to technology, to Wi-Fi, when parents are supported and basic needs are met. Our focus is to build relationships with our students using the live tutoring sessions. We plan on beginning with virtual icebreakers, such as the All About Me project. So many of us that come from elementary schools will be very familiar with that project. And we plan on implementing this in a way that students will create virtual presentations for each other and be able to share all about themselves with their tutors and tutees. We'll also start each session with a check-in, and that check-in will provide the opportunity for the students to share what's on their mind, to be able to discuss what they may be feeling. It really is important to touch base with students remotely during this time. Flexibility of planning of pairs and subject matter for each session will be highly considered in all parts of the tutoring sessions. And we hope that at the end of this year, we hope to have a tentative end of the year live fiesta where both the LIA students and our bilingual third grade students will be able to meet each other. How will we evaluate virtual tutor effectiveness and conduct regular feedback sessions with teachers and students? We examined this discussion between myself and the teachers, and we started to think about how are we going to closely work with students during this time. We know that we decided that LIA tutors will keep daily records, and these records are referred to as GLOW and GROW. So during those records, they're going to identify one thing the elementary student did well and one thing they need to continue to work on. There will be ongoing individual and group conferencing between bilingual third grade students and LIA students and their teachers. It's important to always have feedback performance for everyone that is tutoring. We'll also be defining the non-negotiable and negotiable topics of instruction. Although we remain flexible based on student needs, we do recognize the importance of strengthening literacy and numeracy skills for students in English and their native language of Spanish. Taking the pulse of the class periodically. This ensures that the virtual tutoring is promoting authentic learning experience for all students. I hope that this information has helped, and if anyone wants to reach out to us, please do. We would love to hear from you, and we would love to share our information and learn from many of you as well. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.